Hey, welcome back to my channel Iraqi Dinar News Update, Status of the RV. Today, I also want to remind you of the past articles and news I have presented to you. All the good news does not get wiped out. We must learn the truth like it or not. Remember all the good praise and positivity that the World Bank, IMF and the UN have made about the reforms and the stability now in Iraq. We have never seen such progress and stability before. So, just like you, I sit here writing this newsletter today and wonder where the hell is the reinstatement. We were told in many articles by the central bank that they needed stability and security. Remember that the US has given its permission to move to the next step. However, there are certain events that must first take place. I have listed a series of events that we were told to look for, but not out of own personal speculation, but from the US government itself. These events are now my concentration. I will continue my concentration until something changes to make me believe otherwise. God tells us every day through His prophecies not to give up hope. So, today I am presented the next set of issue as I see facing Iraq. Will these be the last prior to the RV? The important part is the criticality of these issues. Are they really needed for the IMF to reinstate the dinar? 1. It's time to clean up this array of private banks in Iraq. This has been a CBI goal all along, only now they are finally getting to it done. It's all good. Remember, one step at a time. They must adhere to the liquidity and inclusion policies of the central bank, or else they will be dissolved. Please see articles titled IMF Pushes Reform of Iraq's Banking System. A new report from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has said that the restructuring of state-owned banks, SOBs, can foster the development of the private sector and improve growth. Also, read the Banking Reform Paper. Al-Sudani directs the opening of a dialogue between the central bank and banks, especially private ones, and then a comprehensive reform project for the private banking sector, with the full support of the government and in cooperation with Oliver Wyman Consulting Company. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, today unveiled reform plans aimed at modernizing the Iraqi private banking sector to the expulsion of the PMF from Iraq. This is not an option but a demand by the US. There will be severe consequences if Iraq falls as a puppet state to Iran. Please go peek at the article titled Al-Maliki to Khamenei's advisor, there is an American intention to disarm the Popular Mobilization Forces and other factions, and we will confront it. This article could not make it any clearer why Nouri al-Maliki must go. He is disruptive to the real goals of Iraq, and it is obvious his is pro-Iranian. Shiite preferences take priority over Shiite Iraq. The constitutional requirement for a referendum to govern the oil and gas from Iraq. This is called the Hydrogen Carbon Law or Oil and Gas Law. This is decades overdue. This new law, if passed through Parliament, will resolve much of the disputes between Kurdistan and the GOI in Baghdad. Please see article to release salaries for the Kurdistan region. Iraq is waiting for oil, and oil is waiting for an agreement. Parity in the parallel market vs the official CBI rate. The IMF recently has told us just how important this issue is in resolving. They must come to parity and is almost at parity. The IMF explains just how important this issue is and how this one issue alone affects so many other areas of the Iraqi economy. The CBI must be able to control its currency. Iraq, 2024 Article 4 Consultation Press Release, Staff Report, and Statement by the Executive Director for Iraq. Collect the 80% of the currency outside the banking sector. Find creative ways to collect these dollars, most dinars, from the general public sector and get it into the banks. Does this include the dinar we as investors hold? Yes, I believe we are part of it too. You might want to take a peel at the article titled ALALAQ, 80% of the currency is outside banks. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Ali Al-Alak, stressed that the banking reform document 2025 represents a strategic step to enhance confidence in the Iraqi banking system and address shortcomings. He pointed out that approximately 80% of the Iraqi currency is stored outside banks and homes due to weak confidence in the banking system. In a statement to Al-Sabah, Al-Alak explained that the reform document aims to modernize banks according to international standards and attract global partnerships. He also revealed that only 10% of banks expressed reservations about the plan, while there are 10 banks under liquidation due to their inability to return customer deposits. The IMF is emphasizing the necessity and benefits of parity of the black market parallel rate vs the official CBI rate. Please let us all keep praying, if even in our own little way. I can see God's hand at work, and we must be patient to let His work take its course. We are now seeing the beginning stage of the XDS is that what was stolen from us will be returned 7x. Emphasized that the 2025 banking reform document represents a strategic and fundamental step toward reforming the Iraqi banking system, addressing its shortcomings, and preparing it to operate in accordance with internationally recognized standards. This will enhance the confidence of correspondent banks and global financial institutions and protect it from the risks of international sanctions. This came in a statement to Al-Sabah during a session attended by the Baghdad Council for Digital Transformation and Electronic Payments and a number of relevant figures. Al-Alak explained that the document can be described as a mirror of the banking system's reality, clearly revealing its strengths and weaknesses and laying out a practical path to address them, particularly for banks currently moving towards adopting international standards. This, he explained, sends a positive message to the global banking system. Al-Alak pointed out that the central bank is currently developing a larger technology plan extending through 2028. This plan will contribute to advancing the banking sector and enhancing its capabilities, enabling it to offer banking products and services that meet international standards. International partnerships. The central bank governor explained that building a robust national banking system requires genuine partnerships with major international banks, whose assets amount to between $300 and $400 billion. These institutions only deal with banks that adhere to strict international standards and do not expose themselves to the risk of dealing with banks that do not meet approved conditions. He explained that the 2025 banking reform document addresses a major flaw facing the banking system and aims to build an integrated banking system that strictly implements laws and regulations, ensuring the safety and stability of banking operations and protecting the national economy from any negative repercussions of sanctions or disruptions to international transactions. Global partners. Al-Alak pointed out that the central bank selected the prestigious international company Oliver and Ayman to implement the reform project, citing its successful experience in several countries, including the United Arab Emirates. He explained that the company began operating in Iraq over a year ago, collecting detailed data and information on the operations of banks with the aim of charting a reform path consistent with local laws and the Iraqi banking environment, and one that is practically applicable. He added that Oliver Wyman will work to return the sanctioned banks to normal operations after correcting their course and complying with the document's requirements, thus restoring the confidence of their international partners.